Hi, so I'm at my mum's house this weekend and I thought I'd give you a tour of my books that are on the shelves. And the audio's going to be really awful because I'm in my bedroom and the window's open and the lighting's not that great. But here we go. This is the top shelf. As you can see up here, I've got all my Cassandra Clare books. And I absolutely love this series, especially the Infernal Devices. Got over here as well the Great and Terrible Beauty trilogy, which I haven't read for years, but I really enjoyed them when I did. I've also got a Dublin tour guide book and a little There's No Better Friend Than My Daughter book for my mum. On this shelf I have lots of my historical fiction, so I've got some Alison Weir there. It's all really Tudor and Plantagenet. Some Alison Weir, some Philippa Gregory. So I've got a little picture there for my 21st. I've got my Alethiometer, which is pretty cool. And that goes with my Philip Pullman book, which is one of the 3 sets that I own, and my little kind of mini partner books. I've also got my Holly Black books here, behind my signed McBusted CD. Holly Black series books, and I've also got some of my dad's books when he was a child in the corner there. I've got quite a selection of random books here. So I've got, starting here, behind these jewellery boxes, I've got the Extravaganza series by Mary Hoffman. I haven't got all of those, but my favourite I think are these 2 at the beginning. I've also got Perks of Being a Wallflower, just here. When God Was a Rabbit, The Book Thief, Stardust, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Bitten. And I've got 4 out of the 5 of the Soulless series there by Gail Carrigan. I absolutely love those. They're like steampunky, urban fantasy, paranormal London. One of the spin-off series from that first book in the, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a spin-off training school linked to the soulless world, called Etiquette and Espionage. I've got Sarah Rees Brennan's Demon Lexicon trilogy, and I've also got Unspoken, which is one of the books by Sarah Rees Brennan. I have got the other 2, but I don't know where they are right now. This shelf is a bit of a mess because the big books were part of the series that goes with these ones, but they didn't fit on the same shelf together, so it makes it kind of awkward to stack them. In the middle I've got some Pride and Prejudice theme books. So I've got the actual novel there. We've got the Guide to Dating, which is a joke one my sister gave me. The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet, and then the same Pride and Prejudice book, but it's got the Lizzie Bennet front cover there. I've got the first 2 books in Deborah Hartless's Discovery of Witches series, and the 3rd book is there. I've got the first 2 books in Kate Moss's Labyrinth trilogy, and the 3rd book's there. I've got book 2 and 3 of the Graceling trilogy there, which I suppose it's not really a trilogy because the first one she released was Graceling, and you don't have to read Graceling to Light Fire, which is the one I've taken to London with me. It was my favourite one. I think you do really have to read the other 2 to get Bitter Blue, but I think you can read them all on their own. I've got a special edition of Nation by Terry Pratchett. First 2 books in I don't know what those book series are called. I quite enjoyed the reading them. I haven't read more than just these 2. Finding Sky and Stealing Felix by Joss Sterling. Cross Nightingale Floor by Leanne Hearn. A Child's Christmas in Wales, which is a Dylan Thomas book that I found at a tube station. Stolen by Lucy Christopher. I loved this book. That's a really, really decent book to read. It's incredible. And then over here I've got the first in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series, which is, I have the entire set in London at my house there as well, but this is like a different front cover style that I couldn't resist buying from. I think it might have been like £1 in a pound shop or something, so I couldn't resist it. I've got the first 3 and the last in, or current last in the Patricia Briggs Mercy Thompson series, which I really enjoy. I love urban fantasy, especially at the moment, and these are the ones I own of that. I've also got one of the books in the Alfred Omega series, which is like a tie into that universe. And then just here, oh my God, there's my brother, hang on. And on this shelf I've got Witch Child and Sorceress by Celia Rees, and that's incredible. I've got the first 2 in this weird series or trilogy by Justin Cronin, which absolutely terrifies me, and I picked it up thinking I'm going to read a nice different book that isn't about anything supernatural or paranormal, and ended up being a book about crazy vampire zombies, which wasn't what I expected. I've got Maureen Johnson's first 2 in the trilogy there, Name of the Star and Madison's Neath. Got first 2 of the Raised by Wolves series there by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Got Parasite Positive, which is the other name for Peeps, and The Last Days by Scott Westerfeld. Parasite Positive is my favourite. got a street cat named Bob, 2 of Kate Tiernan's In Most Beloved trilogy, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I've got 2 there because one's a signed copy that I ordered when it was first released, and the other one is a copy I got signed by John and Hank at their meetup in London a few years ago. Got the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit in there, Kate Tiernan's Balefire Quartet, and most of the Sweep series. I have somewhere in the loft all of the first original covers, and then I also have most of the second set of covers. Then I replaced it with these, but I haven't finished replacing them yet. I also have just here Surf Girl from when I went surfing a lot more. I have this little pamphlet on Blythefield Hall, which my aunt gave me because we had relatives that lived there apparently. And I also have this kind of jokey CD book, We Are Family, from my mum for my birthday. And the bottom shelf is an absolute mess and a travesty because normally all the rooms being used as storage, because neither my sister or I live in this house anymore. This gap between the bed and the wall and the shelving is normally used to like store loads of things. But unfortunately my Harry Potter books have been condemned to this shelf because it's the only one that will fit them all in. And it was safer to have them here packed like this, where I could fit more books in, than to have them like packed in another shelf. They're quite protected in this little corner anyway. Around that we've got some historical fact books, some autobiographies, some kind of random books down here. Random books, they're not like, these are all kind of like factual, autobiography, ex-library books. Sorry, my phone decided to stop filming. So yeah, this book's really good. I really enjoy like medieval kind of history, so this one's a fantastic book that I read recently as well. We have my Game of Thrones books and a nice factual Great British Yearbook that I mean to take to school but I keep forgetting. Some magazines and stuff that I haven't got rid of yet. My sister's books, although actually these are her sketchbooks and they're pretty incredible. When she's doing her A-levels in art, like, I'm pretty impressed with these pictures. Oh, look at that, that's beautiful. Wonderful, and I've inherited absolutely no artistic talent. And then here we have basically a giant collection of my books that I haven't read yet and I've bought and haven't taken back. And I think I have read this one and I didn't like it, so that can go on the charity shop pile. As you can see from this shelving unit, actually, there's a horrendous amount of junk. My mum keeps adding things to it. Things that she thinks we're going to want, we don't. Things that we need to take back to our houses in separate parts of the country, which she's unrealistic expectations of how we're going to do that, but never mind. And here we have, in this little corner, cooking books that I have not taken back with me yet because I'm an awful cook. So I probably should take some of them back one day. I might actually second do a separate video about my to be read pile back here. But for now, that is the end of my video.